Just raked a load of the leaves off the grass because I want to chuck a load more seed down, and them leaves are gonna block it from hitting the ground. So you can see that pile down there. It wasn't all just from on here, but there was like that section in the middle was full of leaves, so I just raked that all up. But I got as much as I could off of here. I'm gonna seed that later, but first I wanna tidy it up or down here a little bit. So I've just been raking this bit. It's just full of moss and like long strawy grass, so, and leaves. And all down here is just brambles just taking over the grass and the ground. So this is going to take quite a while, but that's okay. Look how nice that looks. It's so crazy that this bit is actually got grass on it, because it's just been a mud pit since we've been in here. But look at that. Soon to be a full patch of grass. Right now we're in the process of taking down all this trellis. These poles are cemented in the ground, so I'm not sure when we're going to get them out, but for now we're just going to take this down. Just gives a better view up the garden, and we didn't really want trellis there. We're going to have a bunch of stuff growing here, so it'll be nice to get access from both sides, because we want basically stuff growing closer to the house. It's just easier to water, so even though we've got stuff at the other end as well, but having stuff closer will be good. But yeah, that's something we're just like going through right now. And then also we got down here what my mum did the other day, which is just clear up all this side bit that was overgrown for ages and put in some plants there. But just cleaned up this bit because this bit did look quite rough for a while. As you can see, cleaned up all the steps. Put more grass seed here, which is just blocked off from where this big laurel before was like all the way up here. Just blocked off all the light. But yeah, she took out this one. I think we've done a video showing that. But all these bushes down here, which just my mum's been basically cutting in half to get growing back for better shape next year, basically. Alright, let's scrape all this moss out. Just all stuck. It's actually quite fun to rip out, to be honest, with a rake, but I've already done a decent amount. Let's get mossy. There's probably a shitload underneath here as well. Okay, that'll do for now. Decent little pile. It doesn't look as big as it is because it's quite dense, but a lot of that is cleared. Most of the moss isn't scraped. But yeah, maybe one more session on it and we can put the seed down. But now I need to chuck some more on here. So here we are once again at the grass patch, looking nice and vibrant. Can walk across it now. No more bitching out. But yeah, you can see what I've been raking out, all the leaves that I've just put into. Oh yeah, I forgot I put it all the way down there, but there's a big bucket full up of it, because I've just basically been raking it to the edge for the past, and I've been raking it every few days to get all the leaves off to the sides and down here, and I just filled up a bunch of these buckets basically, so got rid of that, and it's time to now attack this section here and repeat the process. So I'm going to try and, I could leave this grass here, but I just basically want to start a whole new patch again, so I'm going to basically just rip up all the grass I can and just make this a big mud pit again like we did here. So we're getting a bit further. It's muddy work for sure. Can't really see it too well, but I'm just slipping and sliding everywhere. But it's quite fun, to be honest, but I'm pretty much having to hand pick everything out of the ground. Obviously I rake as much as I can, and then if I was to just use a spade to just dig it over, I'd get left with all the grass and all the moss and that just still within the mud. So I wanted to sort of have that nice sort of flush dark brown colour, so I can see sort of what we've done up here, because this half up here was just muddy anyway. There was barely any grass, so we didn't have to do this, whereas this bit here has taken me fucking probably like 4 hours just to do that, which probably took the same amount to do that whole bit, and I've still got to do quite a bit. And this is like the most grassy and mossy and brambly section. But yeah, it's actually working out quite well, because the excess soil that I get from these buckets I can just basically refill in the holes that I used to fill up, to even out my boxing ground. Basically starting from here, I took out all this, all around here, and you can see where I started filling up here, but it basically goes, even though it's just mud, but it's better than nothing. And I'm also filling up this gap down here, just to fully even it off, even though I'm not going to be boxing down there obviously, but might as well fill it out. I could probably put some more against the edges along here. Got most of it done over the past few days. It's taken way longer than it did here. There's barely anything left in the ground, and as I get really close you can see some little roots and that. Okay, I've been putting off this wood pile for ages now. It was mostly made up of the fence panels that were going down here, and there was actually 2 stray ones that were just leaning up that weren't actually planted into the ground. So now that they've been, well, that was done ages ago, so it's time to go through this, fill up the hippo bags. I'll probably just drag them down the hill, fill up the car, and then bring them back up again, rather than actually lifting them into the car in the bags. So yeah, I don't think it'll take that long, to be honest, because it always looks longer than it actually is. Actually, now looking at it, I'm gonna have to saw some stuff in half for sure. We are now cleared. Still got this fence panel that will probably come in handy, and these couple of posts that didn't break when I threw the big rock on them. That's now back in its spot, but they didn't break. So I thought, you know what, they're sturdy. They survived the stone test, or the boulder test, I think probably should call it. Gave this a quick sweep, cleared this out. Still got to put this into a bag at some point, but we've just been down the dump to get rid of all that stuff. So the bags are up there. It actually took 2 trips. Well, we didn't even take the bags. We just used the bags to transport the wood from here to down there, and then filled up the car twice with wood. And then honestly, this is like the last pile, but this looks bigger than what it is. And then we're gonna be actually cleared out for once, like when it comes to actual piles that I can think of. This is just leaves we're collecting. Got another pile. I don't know, like, I haven't really made any videos in ages, just because it's getting cold and that, but I've just been doing loads of raking and stuff like this. This thing's grown back a bit. I need to just chop this out. I don't know if it'd take quite a lot of effort to probably dig that out, but whatever. This grass here I planted. This is all quite new. To be honest, I ain't gonna lie, I forgot about this, so it's actually doing pretty well. Super misty today. That's quite Jurassic out here. But anyway, got our double raised bed down there. We've got 2 there, and we've got another double just there, as you can see the back of it. Got another 3 on the way, which, like, 3 is basically 3 lots of 2. So like 2 of these, they're supposed to be all put on top of each other, but we just keep some as halves. So we've got another basically 6 of these small ones coming. So yeah, we'll build them ones. They take quite long to do, and then we'll build them and then order another lot. So here we are with another load of raised beds. Pre-drilled all the holes, ready to put the screws in, but this will take quite a long time to get through these, because putting in these babies take fucking ages. I can't tell if the smudge is on my camera or on my screen, but whatever. They're finally all got their big old screws in. So that's all them ready to actually be put together when I'm ready for it, basically. So I'll probably just wait for them to dry out a bit and then put them together in a few days, but it does take quite long. Each one probably takes like an hour. So yeah, I'll come back when it's done. They are all put together now after about 6 or 7 hours. It wasn't even that bad in the end. But yeah, they're all in singles at the moment. I might even just leave them all as singles. To be honest, I was talking about putting 2 together like we did before, but I think I'm going to keep them all as singles for now. But yeah, it's time to move all these bad boys all the way beyond there. So that's going to be fun.